Vincent Van Gogh, people told him, you can't be a great painter, you only have one ear. You know what he said? I can't hear you.
Listening to Sippin' Sports, a Phillies sports talk morning show with Chris, KJ, and Dalt. Proudly powered by 302 Birds. Let's take it to the show.
Happy Saturday, everybody. Welcome to the midst of March Madness. We definitely will have a madness show for you guys today. KJ McCoy coming to you guys live from Scranton?
Wilkes-Barre, technically. Yes, Wilkes-Barre. But connected with Scranton, we are at technically at a Marriott right up. There we go.
Oh, yeah, baby. Come on in. You can say hi real quick, Mike. Show them who's our
special guest. Play-by-play, Mikey D.
Welcome to the show, Mike.
There he is, in the flesh, the legend himself. So we got a lot to talk about with March Madness. We got a lot to talk about with Philly sports. So can't wait to get this show started and recap some great sports, of course.
You hit the nail on the head, Max. So we'll kick it off with Ranger Suárez being already hurt. I know Chris is here wishes that he was here to complain about that because he would lay it on the Phillies already. We got a March Madness preview for you guys. Like KJ said, Lane Johnson's extension, Brandon Graham retires. And last but not least, we're going to bring Mikey D, one of our favorite Giants fans, on to talk about Azeez coming to Philly. Giants fans and Giants players just have a nap for this city, I guess. But anyways, before we get into all that, KJ McCoy, Ranger Suárez already hurt. I know last year it didn't really go the way it wanted for him. He started off great, but the end wasn't there. What are your expectations for Ranger this year, and how are you feeling about this injury?
Yeah, I thought of any of the players that were maybe going to get traded. I thought Ranger Suárez was going to be one of those players, not like being like, oh my gosh, let's trade him. But I thought that they would trade him away and try and get another pitcher instead. Which we don't know if we would actually agree with. But I think with Ranger Suárez, it's really disappointing to see that he won't be one of the starters in the starting rotation to begin the season. Because, to hear that Taijuan Walker's name is mentioned, to hear that Taijuan Walker is an option, to hear that Taijuan Walker will actually, I found out yesterday, I will be there the first game Taijuan Walker pitches. So I will be there with our buddy Rome against the Rockies the opening night. And the only thing I'm not looking forward to is watching Taijuan Walker give up a bunch of home runs and making the Rockies look like potential World Series champions. So that's the thing So I think with Ranger, it's tough that he's hurt right now, and hopefully he gets back on track, and hopefully we just don't have to see Taijuan Walker in this lineup. Not this lineup, in this rotation, because he's just awful. I think he's muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it just seems like he isn't the same player that he was mentally. I know we've seen a lot of players go through that here in Philadelphia. Carson Wentz, obviously, is the first one that comes to mind when you think of injury. I'm not comparing Ranger to Carson. I'm just saying I think he needs to take a step back and breathe for a minute, like reset him. I would rather have a healthy Ranger Suárez come September, have the Ranger Suárez we had in the beginning of the year next year in September of this year, than have it in the beginning of the year when it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? I want my pitcher playing like that come August, September, getting hot at the end of the year. So I would like Ranger Suárez to kind of just take a step back and say, okay, what do I need to do? Like take a Sixers approach, right? I'll joke about that because Sixers have let us down. We aren't even fucking wasting our breath on them on today's show. That's how bad they are. But They took the approach this year, which was essentially, we're going to rest Embiid and Paul George in the hope that they'll both be healthy in time for the playoffs. All we need to do is make the playoffs, and then we can make a run. We're going to save up their energy for the right time. Didn't really work out that way. Baseball, it's a little bit different. There's more than 5 guys on the field, and pitching plays a big aspect too. You have more than 5 pitchers. So I just feel like if the Phillies can kind of conserve Ranger and his energy until the end of the year, it's going to benefit them as a team. Because Ranger Suárez and Zach Wheeler were 2 Cy Young candidates. I remember April of last year, March of last year, throughout the season, the beginning of the season, they were up there. And it kind of just, the wheels fell off. And unfortunately, it didn't go the way we wanted. Wheeler still kept up throughout the year, regular season. But like I said, I want these guys playing that elite baseball in September, in October, when it matters the most, because it's time for the Phillies to step up to the plate. It's a make or break year for the Philadelphia Phillies, guys. It really is. It's a massive year for Trey Turner, for a lot of these players and a lot of these teams in this city. It is a make or break year, 2025, where it's either win now, Birdie's going to fly, or we're going back to build mode.
Well, we actually, I mean, our special guest we got, he's got an input on it just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, Dalt, I mean, for my team, the Yankees, we're actually going through the same thing with Garrett Cole. But what makes that worse than Rangers' injury is, well, unlike him, you're actually getting him this season. Not Garrett Cole. He's out the rest of the season.
Yeah,
so
it's tough for the Yankees for sure.
Yeah, it's a little tough. We still have good pitchers, but I just had to throw my hat in the ring, and because I'm literally going through the same thing with my team.
Yeah,
it sucks, man. It hurts being told the same thing over and over again. But hey, we don't gotta waste our breath on any more baseball, Mikey D. We're gonna bring you here for what we brought you here for. Technically, the official commish of the League of 302 Birds. I'm graced in his presence. So, Mikey D, let me ask you: are we dancing?
No.
I mean, we're dancing, but it's like a really, really slow dance with it's like a really slow dance.
Right?
Let's just say it's like the senior citizen home. It's about like the 91-year-old dancing with like 85-year-old Janice and Harold.
Yeah.
Janice and Harold.
Harold, can you move to the right? Janice, shut up, Janice.
My fucking foot, Janice. God damn it, my goddamn foot.
I have arthritis, Janice. Okay. Yeah.
Mikey D, what makes you say that it's like 2 old people dancing? I love that analogy.
But no, seriously though, old people and old jokes aside, respect your elders.
Yes. We are not making fun of elderly people. We respect elders. We love elders.
But no, seriously, this March Madness, I'm going to be brutally honest, might be the worst NCAA tournament I think I have ever seen in my life.
Damn.
There's no upsets. Well, hardly.
McNeese.
Colorado State. McNeese, Colorado State. But other than that, though, I mean, like, there's hardly any upsets. And on top of that, most of the games, even the ones that should be close, are blowouts. I don't think there has been a single game, well, a few, but I don't think there's hardly been any games this tournament that haven't been decided by less than 15 points. Most of the margins in this tournament are like 15 to 20. And I know Dalt's team, North Carolina, and all those guys, this is the first season where not a single team from the first 4 made it out of the first round.
He's stomping on it. Look at that. Tell him what you – I mean, I know he's a UNC fan, but tell him that you don't even think UNC should have even been in this spot at all.
It should have been West Virginia, and actually –
or Boise State.
And Boise State. Mm-hmm. And maybe even Indiana. And actually, the governor of West Virginia is actually telling his attorney general to launch an investigation into the
Fuck is he
NCAA
gonna investigate a first round fucking exit?
Yeah, right. I think that's a little overdone. I don't think he should be doing that. But he wants to look into like the selection committee for like fraud, corruption, all that shit. So, but no. And again,
I'm gonna sue the UNC as a fan for fucking fraud too, because holy shit, Mike. I mean,
my!
seriously,
You should not be
what a
complaining. At
letdown.
least you've won a national championship in this generation. The last
won a
time my
couple.
freaking team
I
has
won a
done that
couple.
was in the 80s, and I wasn't even a thought.
Penn
So,
State never even
here's
won
the
one.
thing.
So how do I feel?
Yeah, true. Well, UNC is my guilty pleasure because the 2009 team was when I was in 4th grade. KJ was probably in 3rd grade. I don't know what age you were around that, Mikey D, but that team, I won like $400 when I was in 4th grade off of a family bracket. That's pretty cool as a 4th grader. You're always going to remember $400. You can buy a lot of fucking action figures with. I'm just saying. Anyway, point is, yeah, WWE wrestlers, dude. That Rey Mysterio one back there, yeah, that came from that fund. Anyway, point is, I've been a UNC fan since then. Stuck with them. There have been a couple great runs. This was by far, like Mikey D said, worst tournament. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. I'm definitely there with you. Like, and it's not even just because I'm a UNC fan. Just it's either been a blowout or it's been like, there really haven't been any close games. There's been like 2 or 3, but when you talk about, I guess there's been 32 games throughout the first round there is?
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, and the worst thing about it, and actually my hat actually says it, that it's on 4 networks, but that's the worst thing about it. We watched 4 blowouts take place at the same time. The whole tournament is called March Madness. Where is it? Where's the madness? I don't see it.
We're just mad. We're just mad. That's the thing.
I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking. I don't see any madness here, but it's ridiculous.
See anything?
It's ridiculous.
He's looking out the window. He can't find it.
I can't find the madness.
It's not there.
Every single game has been a blowout. And actually, going back to UNC for a second, I actually heard something last night on Inside March Madness. Adam Lefko said Duke is the only ACC team left. That hasn't taken place in the tournament in like over 50 seasons.
Yeah, that's embarrassing because when you think about the ACC, that's some of the best college basketball there is.
Oh, of course. Yeah, you got UNC, you got Duke down there. I'm trying to think who else is in that division.
Louisville, Clemson.
Clemson.
I was going to say Clemson.
Clemson's really more of a football school, but they've actually been they got upset too, which was they got upset to McNeese, which was kind of crazy. But I think some people thought that was coming. Some people put that on their tournaments as one of the upsets for sure. So that wasn't too surprising, but yeah, it was just.
The ACC is normally a basketball conference, the Big 12 and the Big 10 too. But this tournament is the tournament of the SEC, basically. Yeah. There were 14 schools, 14 of 16, mind you, that were in the NCAA tournament. Even Georgia made it, and my dumbass picked them to beat Gonzaga. But it was the same thing I went through with Penn State. It's a football school that hardly does good in basketball. It's good to see them at least say, you know what, we made it here. It was Penn State in 23, Nebraska last season, and Georgia this season. Not to mention you have Northwestern who made it twice in a row. So it's like those schools that like, hey, at least we made it here. And now also, I guess you could count Ole Miss too. Ole Miss.
Thanks, Mike. Just fucking rub more salt in my wound. Why don't you, man? In all seriousness, Mike, I need an analysis for our guy Anthony here. McNeese versus Purdue. I need the analysis too because I put 40 big ones on McNeese.
Oh,
I'm gonna probably lose it because
in my bracket challenges, I have Purdue, but I want McNeese because my bracket is so damn busted.
Everyone's.
Yeah.
If you actually have a bracket that is alive, then I mean, I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, here's my bracket right here. Yeah, you see all the holes? See where the holes are? Those are all the teams that I managed to get wrong. So, I mean, that's basically how bad my bracket is right now.
Yeah.
But see, like it's one of those brackets for me. This is like the worst kind of bracket you could have. Your final four is still perfect. Like most of your bracket looks good, but you have one team that completely screwed it up. Me, that team was VCU.
Okay.
I had VCU in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, but Anthony's asking for a McNeese versus Purdue and analyst. Analyze that game.
But again, I have Purdue. I have Purdue in my bracket challenges, but like I'm saying, since my bracket is so busted, I now want McNeese to win.
Yep.
I think the manager at McNeese is now like Sister Jean, the new March Madness feel-good story. Because every NCAA tournament has one.
Yep.
Every tournament has one.
Dude, the guy just got a Topps card. Topps gave him a card. Did you see that?
Yeah, him and the fucking Rizzler are like the new like era or standard.
Dude, he's gonna have signed cards that like you'll be going to card shows and they'll be like
now, not
they'll be like, oh my
athletes.
gosh, this is like the $5,000 card. And it's like the guy hasn't done anything.
See, stories like that, March Madness has always been built on one thing, the one shining moment. And in case you don't know, in case you don't watch the NCAA tournament, one shining moment is a song that they play by Luther Vandross, I think.
Is, yeah.
At the conclusion of every NCAA tournament, basically going through like the highlights and the best of the NCAA tournament from that season. So basically, whenever there's like a good story, you could always say that player, that person always had their one shining moment.
Yep.
And that's always been a thing in the NCAA tournament.
Yep. But I would say, yeah, I mean, this is not a great dance. This is not a great March Madness at all. So hopefully this will be a better day 3, technically, right?
Yeah.
Day 3.
I think this is the quickest. And what I just said, I think now this is the quickest I've ever wanted one shining moment to play because I just want this tournament to be done. I now want it to be done, and I want to move on with my life because this tournament has just been ass. It's been ass. It's been awful, and I want no part of it.
Mikey D
because
is
he was
done.
so excited.
He
was so excited.
I live for this. I live for it.
I got him that freaking hat. He was so excited, dude. I mean,
is there anything? Wait, I have one more question before we move on from this segment. Is there anything that the old tournament can do to make it up to you, Mikey D? Any upset that you want to see? Any moment that could, any one shining moment that could bring you back in, Mike?
Yes. McNeese over Purdue. McNeese is our saving grace.
He is.
They're our saving grace.
Let's all bet on McNeese today.
I bet on McNeese, man. I know that they're probably going to lose, but at least I'm going to order a pair of socks. If they win, I'll say this. This is the last thing I'll say. I know we can come back to March Madness here at the end, too, because I want to get Joey D in here. Joe Donahue came to visit us from Bird's Nest Media, so we're going to get into BG's retirement here in a second. But the one thing I'll say is this. I will make you guys a promise right now. If McNeese wins today, I will put some of my betting winnings today towards ordering a pair of Amir Khan socks. The Amir Khan socks are going viral. The team wore them. The cheerleaders wore them. I will buy a pair of Amir Khan socks if McNeese wins today. You have my handshake on it, and I'll wear them on the podcast whenever they come in next.
Sounds
good.
Yep.
Now I want one.
You will have something in common. Rome's crush, and you will have the same socks. This cheerleader that he had a crush on. Sorry,
where
Rome.
At McNeese?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Shoot or shoot, Rome. That's all I'm going to say, man. Shoot your shot. But, Mikey D, we're going to bring you back on here in a minute for Azeez and March Madness. Thank you for joining us. Yep. Let's move on to our next segment and bring in a guest, like I said, Joe Donahue. How you doing, sir?
Donahue.
I'm doing fine. Thank you, Dalton. Thank you, KJ. Good to be with you guys on this fine Saturday morning.
Yeah, happy Saturday. I mean, obviously, it's a bittersweet week. BG goes out, Azeez comes in. But let's just start off with BG. How are you feeling about this, and what's the initial, emotion?
Yeah, I think it makes sense. Everybody kind of saw this coming, right? We knew Brandon Graham even said as much. when he signed the 1-year extension that he signed last offseason. He said that in his sort of like celebratory video. He said he was going to be back for one more run. So I think we all knew that this was coming. Certainly the injury that he sustained over the course of the year kind of had some impact on that. And maybe he would be back for another year after that if he wasn't able to get healthy. Brandon Graham even said that himself pretty much. So I think we all knew it was coming, right? But it's always disappointing when you see somebody who's been around for as long as Brandon Graham has, as unique of a player as Brandon Graham has been in the NFL. It's always disappointing to see that chapter close, because not only does Brandon Graham's retirement close the chapter on Brandon Graham being part of the team and the great memories that we have of him being a part of the team, it also closes the book on the Andy Reid era, because Brandon Graham was the last player on the team to have been drafted by Andy Reid. So it's definitely bittersweet on multiple levels. Andy Reid was the coach of my childhood, and that era is now officially complete. But it's definitely something that I think we all expected, we're preparing for, and it's just well wishes to him as he moves on to retirement.
And can I ask you a question? So I'm not sure. He's a good Facebook friend of mine. If not, you got to get to know the guy. He's awesome. He's a big Eagles fan. He's the guy that wears the hard hat. I know KJ knows him. Ezri Rozier, great dude. Long story short, he said on Facebook he had a status that I loved the other day. I shared it. And it was, for a long time, Brandon Graham stood in Earl Thomas's shadow because Earl Thomas was taken with the pick after him, Legion of Boom, that whole success. The Eagles needed, a safety before Malcolm Jenkins, so forth, so on. Mm-hmm. Now, Brandon Graham, and what he said was an amazing comeback run, 2 Super Bowl championships, a great career. I think Brandon Graham might have topped him. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, say what you will about any iconic player leading into that era, leading into the 2010s and into the late 2010s. Once you win a Super Bowl, and especially if you, like Brandon Graham, win multiple Super Bowls, you are on, by default, a different level than any of those other players, because you don't have that same cachet. Like, say what you will about Donovan McNabb. Jalen Hurts is going to be always better remembered. Nick Foles is going to be always better remembered. Carson Wentz, even to a certain extent, will always be better remembered than Donovan McNabb, because they all were part of that Super Bowl winning team. Donovan McNabb, as great as his career was, never got to that level. And that's the same with pretty much any other player that you can name going into that era. There's room for argument in that. And specific cases, you might find exceptions, but Brandon Graham definitely is by far and away the best defensive end, at least that I can remember. And it's going to take quite a bit of time for him, not just because of the fact that he had 2 Super Bowls, but because of his contributions throughout the career that he's had with Philadelphia. 206 games that he's played for the team, 106 of them started. And he's had 76 and a half sacks over the course of his 15-season career. So, these are the kinds of things that really matter and are going to set you apart as a player. And add in the fact that you have now 2 Lombardi trophies, 2 Super Bowl rings. You're automatically going to be on a different status level than any other player that wants to try to compete for that title.
Yeah, I like how you put it. Once you win those 2 trophies, you get put in a different class. It's insane. I know all of us actually have a tie to St. Joe's, which is pretty cool. I was saying to KJ, I was like, yeah, Joe was at that alumni thing that they had. I guess, what was it? I'm butchering the name.
Yeah, so earlier this week was the Feast of St. Joseph. And so because of that, St. Joseph's University does its annual Day of Giving, where basically it's trying to encourage the university community, students, faculty, staff, alumni, friends of the university to help make sure that St. Joe's can contribute to help make sure that St. Joe's can provide the mission of the university to future students. So all of us, of course, being part of the St. Joe's community, all 3 of us here, it was great. I was specifically asked to help run a radiothon that was being broadcast on the student run radio station. So we had a number of guests on, lots of students coming through, talking about their experience. We also had a couple of interesting folks, interesting to the 302 Birds audience, certainly interesting to the Birds Nest Media audience as well. Vince Papali is a St. Joe's grad, class of 1968. He called in for a little bit. We talked with him for a little while. And then we also had, going back to college basketball, the Aaron Bracey, who is the author of the new book that came out, A Soaring Season, which highlights the 2003-2004 St. Joe's Hawks team that went 27-0 and finished in the Elite Eight. So we got to have a lot of conversations with a lot of very interesting folks from the university community on Wednesday, and it was just a great day for the university community, and yeah.
That's exceptional. Thank you for covering it. Yeah, and Aaron Bracey, I saw your picture with him. That was a great shot as well. I mean,
yeah,
it's pretty cool that the university is getting everyone involved so much, and the guy under us too. I was going to say that's the cool thing about next year. I was bugging KJ saying we need to get tickets for a game next year so I can casually bump into BG.
Of course. Yeah, no, I mean, it's it really is bittersweet. I mean, as Joe was pretty much hinting to, this was kind of expected, as Joe was saying as well. We kind of knew that, like, Brandon Graham was like, hey, I want to do one more shot. Hey, if we can get to a Super Bowl, if we can get there, obviously we want to win it. And if we do, obviously, like, I mean, I get to go off as another Super Bowl champion. I get to go off as a 2-time Super Bowl champion and a couple All-Pros, and I think maybe only one Pro Bowl, if I'm not mistaken, Joe. I mean, I'm trying to think. I think he's only got 1 or 2 Pro Bowls. But yeah, I think with BG, it was really good because it was really cool. I got to meet him recently, and this was right before he announced his retirement. So the Eagles had their night they have with the Hawks, but they have, like, I think it's like they fly together. There's like we fly together. There's a shirt that I got for Dalt. They were giving out a bunch of shirts like last year. They didn't give out shirts this year, which was kind of surprising.
I wore it yesterday. Funny.
Yeah, Dalt loves that shirt because it's too small on me. So I always give if something's small on me, I just give it to Dalt. So because he's he's a small dude. He's a small stature, but I'm just joking.
Hey, I'll take it, man. It's a good inheritance policy. I mean, I got that one shirt. I love it. I rock it all the time.
So, I mean, but yeah, BG goes down as one of the best Eagles of all time for sure. He did get a graduate from, what was it? It was his Mike, enough.
I think they gave him.
Right? Yeah, his bachelor's with St. Joe's. So that was really cool to see. I mean, because obviously, like, he went to Michigan. He didn't get to finish out at Michigan. I'm pretty sure he didn't graduate from there. So he got to finish out his college tenure with St. Joe's, which is cool. I think on like online or whatever. But yeah, he goes down as one of the best Eagles of all time, one of the clutchest Eagles of all time. He honestly got to play against 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. If you think about it, I mean, Brady, and then pretty much another guy who's trying to pretty much chase Brady to be the greatest of all time, and Patrick Mahomes. So I think it's been so cool to see the growth of Brandon Graham and kind of see him get doubted out by people, kind of see him really, like, people say, like, oh, we should have picked Earl Thomas. We could have had elite safety. Well, look at Earl Thomas, though. He retired a couple of years ago. I think he played like some mediocre seasons, like with the Ravens or whoever. So I think, like, if you think about it, BG played all of his career with the Eagles, just like Jason Kelce did, just like Fletcher Cox did. And most likely that's what Lane Johnson's going to do. So that's the cool thing that Howie's been able to do. He's been able to keep these guys that have been core pieces for the Eagles for years, and he's been able to retire them as Eagles. He's been able to keep them here all of his career. Hopefully we see that with guys like Jalen Carter, maybe some other, maybe like Quinyon Mitchell, where we extend them as well. So I think that's the cool thing about BG. You get to play his whole career here, and he honestly, as I said this on Wednesday, he represents what it means to be an Eagle, and he like honestly exemplifies it, like to the max. He really does. So, and he went to Michigan. Yep, he went to Michigan. So that's one thing that our boy Cowboy Chris probably likes about him. He's a Michigan Wolverine alum. So that's
Sugar Pop. Sugar Pop's a new one, Cowboys Chris. I don't know if I've ever been called that one before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Joe? Sorry.
And I was just gonna agree with you there, KJ. I mean, Brandon Graham said that in his retirement press conference. First off, it was really cool to be at that game. I was the university was kind enough to give me a credential to that game, so that was really cool to be able to be there, capture some of that video as BG was walking out with the trophy. So that was just really cool. But also, I mean, like Brandon Graham alluded to the difficulties in the early part of his career in his retirement press conference. We made him earn his 15-year career here, but to say what you will about that, but like he was able to overcome those. He persevered through it. And that's really all that Philly fans ask of their players, right? They ask them to be able to persevere through challenges, to be able to put all of their effort, all of their energy into winning each game when they go out onto the field, the court, whatever playing surface is out there. They really ask for that, and Brandon Graham really typified that whole idea of persevering through your early challenges. Same with Jason Kelce, and that's one of the reasons why they're so beloved, and not just as players, but also as cultural icons for the city, because of just how woven into that into the fabric of the city and into the fabric of the fan bases that whole idea is.
Yeah, it's just an identity that he really embodied. And I like how you put it too. I'm sure it had to be emotional seeing him come out of St. Joe's. And shout out to Bird's Nest Media. If you guys don't, please give Bird's Nest Media and Joe Donahue a follow. They're doing an exceptional job covering the Eagles. And that had to be amazing, because the speech, man, just like listening to it, I had the live stream on, but I was driving, so I didn't really get to watch it. And I saw what he had on, but like, it's really the words and just the way that he spoke about like life. And I said to KJ, I was really fascinated. I would love to sit down with Brandon. I'm sure a lot of people would, and pick his brain, but just his look on the glass is always half full is the best way I can sum it up. Like the way he talked about opportunity. And he's like, if somebody's kind enough to ever give you a second chance, don't like screw it up, for lack of a better term. Like take it and run with it and give everything you can have, because it may not be what you envision in your head, but it may take you to another place where you didn't know you could go, and you're going to grow and become a better man. And just the way he talked about his family, his wife, his people around him, I think he's just a great role model for young people. Like he's someone to look up to, that a lot of athletes, you know, they do all these bad things, and he really doesn't. Brandon Graham is the model player on and off the field. And that is so rare to find nowadays. I think you really got to give credit where credit's due. That's why, and I don't want to say this disrespectfully, so I'm going to figure out how I want to say it, but I feel like most people will agree with me. I feel like Brandon Graham gets more love than Fletcher Cox. And it's nothing against, and Fletcher Cox was better is the crazy thing. Fletcher Cox was on the all-decade team for the NFL for the 2010s, right behind Aaron Donald. That's insane to think about, guys. No disrespect to Brandon Graham. They're both going to go down in the Eagles Hall of Fame. But Fletch was insane. But because of BG's way and level that he's connected with people, and he's kind of just connected with this city, he's going to be up there with Kelce as one of those guys that he'll never have to buy a beer for the rest of his life in this city. If you guys get what I'm alluding at, like just people will love him, die for him, care about him. So thank you, BG, for sure.
Absolutely.
Joe, I know you got to get out of here sooner rather than later. Do you have anything you want to say before we wrap up about BG?
Yeah, I'm just going to basically piggyback off of there on what you said, Dalton. I mean, Brandon Graham was the Eagles' Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee this year. So that's the highest award that the NFL gives out. And the fact that the Eagles picked him to be their nominee, to be one of those top 32 players to be considered for that most prestigious award that the NFL gives out for really anything, is a real testament to the character that Brandon Graham has, and a real testament to really just the the way in which he is relatable to the players in the locker room, the way in which he's able to mentor them, the way in which he's able to be a leader, both on and off the field, and certainly in the community and in the city, just how much he is admired and adored ever really since that strip sack that he had in the Super Bowl. That's when he really, I think, cemented his place in Eagles history, was that strip sack in Super Bowl 52 of Tom Brady. And I think that once that happens, that was just a really, really important moment for him. And that really solidified his place that he was probably already going to have.
Yeah. Well said. I mean, I'm getting emotional over here, Joe, just thinking about not seeing him out there, but he'll still be around in a way, just like Jason Kelsey is. And he goes out in the best way you can. Joe, I appreciate you for joining us. I know you have some places to be, but please let the people know where they can give you a follow if they choose. Well, when they choose, I should say.
Absolutely. Yeah. So again, as Dalton mentioned, Bird's Nest Media on YouTube and pretty much any social media channel out there, except for X, formerly Twitter, where I'm at Bird's Nest FB. We've got some, this week has also been the week, because it's been a little bit of a struggle finding some Philadelphia sports related content to talk about, certainly with the off season going on right now. This week, we've also been focused on the International Olympic Committee, because flag football is going to be an Olympic sport at LA 28. So there's going to be a new IOC president that was just elected this week. So we're going to have a video coming out very soon regarding that individual, Mrs. Kirsty Coventry of Zimbabwe. We're going to delve a little bit into her biography and a little bit into what she wants to do for the Olympics. So a little bit of an interesting content there for people who might be interested in that.
Go US. Thank you, Joe.
USA.
Yep.
Have a good one, brother.
Thank you. Take care, guys.
Go Hawks. And if you guys don't give Joe a follow, he will be around a lot more. We're trying to partner up with him a lot more. We actually tried to go to the Combine with him this year, which would have been a lot of fun, but maybe next year we'll be able to get it done. More applications are coming soon. Love that guy and what he's building. But before we get into our final topic with Mikey D, our Giants fan, and I'm going to rub some salt in your wound too, Mikey D. You hear me? You did it to me with UNC. I'll do it to you with Azeez. But before we get to that, let's talk about Lane Johnson really quick, coming back. Just a selfless guy, selfless player, coming back on a team-friendly deal. I think Lane wants to go for the hat trick. I think if we win one more, Lane Johnson will go out and be like, okay, that's it. I'm done. That was fun. I think Lane knows, number one, this team needs him. Like, they don't want him. They need a right tackle. If they lose that right tackle, this team is not as good. But I think Lane Johnson's looking around at this offense like, this is the best offense I've ever been on, and I have a chance to go one up all my buddies. Kelsey and Cox only got one. BG's got two. I could get three. That would be pretty insane if Lane Johnson goes out with 3 Super Bowls. But I also think Lane Johnson has the longevity. I believe that this is his 11th or 12th year in the league. He was drafted in 2013, but I think he can still stick around for 1 or 2 more years. I think he's going to go for 3, and I think once we get 3, then he'll hang them up. What do you think, Mac?
Yeah, I think he could definitely play a couple more seasons for sure. I think he seems like he wants to do that. It seems like he's fine with the role of being the last remaining Eagle of like the 2010s, like one of those Eagles that's playing their whole career, just like BG did it, just like Kelsey did it, just like Fletcher Cox did. He's kind of totally like taking that role, and it's like, all right, I'm the last man left. I'm the last guy left. I gotta hold down the fort. I gotta keep it going. So I think for him, he either this. I mean, I don't think he's gonna retire this upcoming season. I think it'll probably be 2 more or 3 more seasons probably. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how he feels. But yeah, I mean, he's also a living legend for sure. I mean, we're glad to still have him as a Bird, and hopefully he retires as an Eagle, which most likely, I would say 99% sure he will.
I believe so too. He's going to retire as an Eagle, as a 3-time Super Bowl champion, and a platinum country singer on the Christmas album.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was able to
beautiful voice of his. But let's get into the last topic. Mikey D, I'm talking to you, man. All right.
Oh, God.
One bright spot of your team. He's young. He's a great player. And he's a Georgia Bulldog. Is coming to Philadelphia. Azeez Ojulari is now a Philadelphia Eagle. How you feeling, Mike?
Ojulari.
Yep, there you go.
That's even better. Ojulari, that's how you say it? Let me make sure we get it right now.
Azeez Ojulari. And yeah, I mean, yep, another giant who decided to walk to Philly.
Walk?
Dude, look, I mean, if there's one thing I've learned from being a Giants fan, my team sucks fucking cock. So basically, I've learned this. And what you actually said about Lane Johnson, well, that's the thing. At least you guys have an O-line. We don't. We still don't have an O-line.
Last time you
Where the
guys
fuck
had
is
an
it?
O-line? Was it before the boat picture or after?
The what?
The boat picture.
The boat picture.
Remember the boat picture with Odell Beckham?
Never remind us of that. That broke our team, man. It broke our team.
And we saw a boat yesterday. Did it remind you of that?
No, it didn't.
Damn it. I was kind of hoping it did.
Oh, that was funny,
Remind
Mike.
our players to never go to Miami, even though OBJ decided to become a Miami Dolphin. His dumbass. But yeah, another Giant decides to go to the Eagles. You know, I told KJ this, and I even told you, and now I'm going to tell the people. To the rest of the 31 NFL fan bases, we have to unite together. We have been through the New England dynasty. That was bad. We've been through the Kansas City dynasty that got an ego from Taylor Swift. But we cannot, and I repeat, not go through a Philadelphia dynasty. We just can't. We can't have a Philly dynasty. The Eagles are already hated enough as it is. Now we have to have them as a dynasty. We have to unite as the 31 fan bases all together, and we just have to live with it. I mean, we just have to live with Philadelphia being a complete.
What are you guys
total
forming a
dynasty.
fucking union against us or something? Fuck y'all. The dynasty is coming. Saquon Barkley's better than ever. AJ Brown is better than ever. This team's coming, Mike. We are gonna come get our
for you,
third
Mikey D?
trophy and our fourth.
You know what I got for you, Mikey D?
Hey KJ, can you do
Oh,
a count impression for me? One Super Bowl.
2 players gone. 3 players gone from Giants. We take 3 players from you. Who's next?
Wait, who was the third?
Adoree Jackson.
Yeah, technically it is Adoree.
Fucking
He's
kidding
right.
me? You got
When the
him
realization
He didn't
hits,
even know that. I didn't even know you knew that. You didn't know that at all?
he forgot probably.
I don't know if Adoree Jackson was on the Giants last season, though. I think
He
he
was.
was.
I think he might have been a Titan. That was why he was irrelevant to you guys. Or was he drafted by the Titans and then he was a Giant?
I knew we got Adoree Jackson from the Titans. I just couldn't remember if he was
He was a Giant last year.
Giant
Yeah,
last
he was
season.
a
Or
Giant,
traded
yeah.
some.
No, he was a Giant last year.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of Xavier McKinney.
Yeah, no, he was a Giant last year. Adoree Jackson was.
But oh my God, you have him too. So now you also got 3 players, and now you're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 rings.
1, 2,
Hey, I like
3,
the way you're
4,
talking,
5,
Mike.
6, 7 rings.
Look, the rest of the 31 fan bases have to stand together and try to stop this. Cowboys, I'm even looking at you. I'm even looking at Dallas.
Yo, wait, Mike,
here.
I have a question for you. As a
Wait,
Giants
Dallas is in
fan,
here.
what's
They're
that-
inside here. Mike, talk to them. Dallas is inside
Yeah.
there.
Help us, please.
Yeah.
Help all of us.
Yep.
Mike,
Yeah.
as a Giants fan, who do you guys draft with? I guess is it the 3rd overall pick or the 4th? 3rd?
I want either Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, or Travis Hunter. But I know a lot of people are gonna laugh at us for doing this, but hey, we got Jameis Winston, and I don't mind it. I love him I love Jameis as a player,
As a
and
leader.
I love him as a person too. Jameis Winston definitely has broadcaster written all over him. He is so funny. He's so funny. You if you ever have the chance, watch what he did with Fox Sports at the Super Bowl, asking players what their favorite color was. He did that. He was so great at that. I'm like, yeah, this guy is like Jason Kelsey. He's definitely going to be a broadcaster. I love the guy. I'm glad we have him. And there's only one thing Giants fans like me hope to be doing. Eating the W.
Ah, that was
I don't
good.
know. I think the Giants are probably eating this. Take it.
Oh, the Eagles-Giants rivalry is back. I'm telling you guys, maybe we have to make it a tradition going up to MetLife Stadium because that was a lot of fun this year.
Absolutely.
Oh
That
yeah,
was a
no, we
good time.
definitely will. I just know that like it might switch because we might have the home game that's going to actually mean something, and they might get the away game. They might get their home game, and that'll be like the end of the season where all
It's
the
sometimes
scrubs will
still
be.
fun going up there, though. It's the act
It
of
is.
going to the unfamiliarity of when we're in Mikey D's house and Mikey D calls the shots when we're at the Giants Stadium. And that was
an awesome
we
vlog.
honestly picked the perfect spot when we went to tailgate, right next to PSG and Philly sports strips. Jack's mom made us like those like cinnamon toast crunch like brownie things. They were freaking delicious.
Those were good.
Yeah,
That was a great day.
Yeah, that was a great day for sure. The vlog was awesome too. So go check out the vlog, guys. I mean, that's a fun vlog. I mean, Mike got
Mikey
to
D
finally get
choking
it.
you out.
I mean,
That was fun.
I mean, here's the thing, though. Also, it's like, we're not sure that the Eagles, like, yeah, they're gonna have to go to the Giants. We just don't know if we'll be going there. But one thing I could tell you, the Phillies have to come to my house. They have to come to Yankee Stadium to play the Yankees. Normally, every other season, it goes New York, Philly with this new schedule format, which I love. But now the Phillies have to come to the Yankees, and chances are we'll win. So
it is true. I mean, like they probably will beat us because we can't beat them. Even in the spring training, like they own us. So
been that way since 09.
Yep.
But
Yep,
that's pretty
yep.
much all we got for you guys today. I know Billy also had a comment earlier asking where was Chris. Chris had some family stuff he had to do today, so that's why he's not on the episode. Hopefully he'll be back next week to talk some March Madness with us. And I know Anthony had one last question here. So Mikey D, I will let you answer this question to wrap up the show. He said, I got one more question for you. Do you think Gonzaga could upset Houston?
Oof. I mean, like I said earlier, my dumbass picked Georgia to beat them. So, but now, like, if there's one thing we've learned, never underestimate Gonzaga in the NCAA tournament. I think they could. And plus, Houston has recently, I know Houston's always been a basketball school, but recently Houston has had like a really bad history of choking. They've only made the Final Four once. That was COVID season. And I think Gonzaga could beat them. That should be a really good game. I'm trying to see. Hold on. Let me see when that's on today. I think it's like later in the night.
Yeah, it's a later game, I think.
It's 8:40 on TNT.
Yeah.
So that should be a good game out in Wichita, which, by the way, for you Philly people, Tom McCarthy's on the call of that.
Yep. Yes,
so I think that'll be a good game, though. I think Gonzaga can beat them.
I think so.
I think Gonzaga's let a lot of people down. I'm going to go ahead and say no on that one, but that's just my prediction.
I'm going with Gonzaga.
KJ's going with Gonzaga. Mikey D's going with Gonzaga. Dalt's going with Houston. So there you go. I would pick Gonzaga if I was you, going at a 2 out of 3. Plus, both these guys have way better basketball knowledge than me. So maybe I'll go bet on Gonzaga after hearing them say that. But that's all we got for you guys today. I appreciate everybody for hopping on here, saying hello. We're going to go watch some basketball now. I hope you guys do the same. Jackson Hour will be live tonight at around 9:05 with Josh Zepp as the guest. Jack and Josh going to be doing a full podcast together. I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. And then tomorrow night, we're going to have Appreciate Your Input at 8:05 with myself. But KJ, Mikey D, anything you guys want to say before we wrap up?
He does. I think so. He's standing on the screen.
Okay, so to close it out, like it says down here, make sure you follow me on TikTok at play-by-play Mikey D. I have a lot of great content on there about the Yankees, the Giants, Penn State, and I will actually be posting stuff for March Madness. I'll be doing recaps maybe. I'll just see where this road to the Final Four takes me. But I think that's going to do it for us. And make sure, people, to enjoy the madness.
Even though we haven't been enjoying it.
Even though we haven't been enjoying it. But still, enjoy the rest of the NCAA tournament and let the madness continue.
See you guys.